Jai Hind, dear children. Welcome back to your live math class. I hope you all are ready with your homework, and I think you have completed your field work at the same time also. If not done, then you are supposed to complete your work as soon as possible. Okay? So complete your work on daily basis. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Right? So let us start the class now. Children, in the last class, we had started exercise 4b from chapter integer. Okay, so we had solved up to question number 5 in the last class. So today we will continue the same exercise with question number 6. Okay, so let us see what is question number 6. In question number 6, we have to find the additive inverse of given integers. Children, get ready with your book and see the question in your book only. Am I right? I think all of you are having book. So see question number 6 on page number 68 from exercise 4b. Right? So let us read the question again. Question is find the additive inverse of given integers. All of you know what is additive inverse. Yesterday I had told additive inverse. To find additive inverse of an integer, we need to change the sign of the integers. Nothing else, we will just change the sign of the integers. Additive inverse of an integer is the opposite of the integer. Am I right? Negative of the integer. Additive inverse of plus 2 will be minus 2. Additive inverse of minus 2 will be plus 2. Both are opposite to each other. Opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. Opposite of minus 2 is plus 2. So the only thing you have to do that you have to change the sign. Right? You have to change the sign. See. So question number 6. First integer is minus 57. So its opposite integer, its additive inverse will be plus 57. So we can write it here. Additive inverse of minus 57 is equal to plus 57. Just convert the sign from positive to negative or negative to positive. It is so easy, children. I think you have understood. So how to solve? See, second part, 183. What is additive inverse of 183? Of course, it will be minus 183, right? Similarly, for 0, what is additive inverse of 0? This is 1 mark question which is generally asked in the exam. What question is that? Question is asked which integer has its additive inverse which is equal to the given integer. It means additive inverse of which integer is equal to the given integer, or we can say which integer is additive inverse of itself. Okay, so the answer is 0 because additive inverse of 0 is 0 only, because 0 has no sign, it is neither positive nor negative. So additive inverse of 0 is 0 only. Remember children, you can note down this in your copy. Okay, so additive inverse of 0 is 0. So we can say additive inverse of 0 will be 0. So 0 is additive inverse of itself. Right? Now, in the same way, see the other parts. Additive inverse of minus 1001 will be plus 1001. Right? So you have to change the sign only. In the same way, additive inverse of 2054 will be minus 2054. Clear? I think you can solve this question now. To solve it by yourself. Let us move to the next question, that is successor of each one of the following. Successor, I have told yesterday. Successor is obtained by adding 1 in the given integer. Successor is the number which comes just after the given number. So to find the successor of an integer, we will add 1 in the given integer. We will add 1, right? To find predecessor, we subtract 1. To find successor, we will add 1, right? So let us solve a few parts of the question. Other parts are to be solved by yourself. This is very simple question, children. So I think you all of you can solve this question. So let us see. Question number 7. For those who cannot understand, those who are still having doubts, for them I am solving a few parts of this question. Suppose 201. So what will be successor of 201? Of course, successor of 201 will be obtained by adding 1. So add 1 in 201. So what you will get? You will get 202. So simple, children. So in case of positive integers, there is no doubt. Successor of 1000 will be 1001. Successor of 500 will be 501. Add 1 in the given integer. So the only case where you can have doubt is the case of negative integer. Okay. So what if we have a negative integer? Then what will be its successor? For example, let us see a third part. Here we have to find the successor of -5. The successor of -5, will it be -6? No. In negative integers, the number which is greater is obtained by adding 1 in the given integer, right? So, suppose -5. To find its successor, we will add 1 in -5. Add 1. What do you get? You will get minus what, children? -4. Because these two integers are having opposite sign, so we will subtract. After subtracting, we will get 4, and because number with negative sign is greater, absolute value of this integer -5 is greater than absolute value of 1. 5 is greater than 1, so we will use the sign of 5, that is negative sign. So answer will be negative -4. It means successor of -5 is -4. Okay. So because -4 is greater than -5, not smaller than -5. Am I right? The number with less negativity is actually greater. Successor of -6 will be -5, not -7. -7 is predecessor of -6. Right, children? Because -7 is 1 smaller than -6. Clear? Let us take one more example. For this, suppose fourth part. If we have to find successor of -99. So to find successor, we will add 1, -99 plus 1. So what do we get? -90. We will subtract, children. They are having opposite sign. So you will write here 98. So -98 is successor of the given integer. Right? Now let us move to question number 8. I think all of you can solve the other parts of question number 7. So see question number 8 now. Here we have to write the predecessor of each of the following. This is the same type of question, children. The only thing you have to do is you have to find the predecessor. And predecessor is the number which is 1 less than the given number, which comes just before the given number. Okay. So to find predecessor, we will subtract 1 from the given integer. Right? So you are supposed to solve this question in your copy at the same time. Okay. I am solving a few parts, 1 or 2 parts of this question on the board for those who are still having doubts. Right? So let us see for which part to solve question number 8. Suppose 120. For positive integers, there is no doubt. I think you can clearly tell which one is predecessor of 120. Of course, it is 119, which is 1 less than 120. Right? So, its predecessor Predecessor of 120 will be 120 minus 1, that is 119, right? Predecessor of 79 will be 79 minus 1, 78. Predecessor of minus 8 will be minus 8 minus 1. So what will you get? You will get minus 9, right? Minus 9 is 1 less than minus 8, right children? So similarly, see the fourth part. Here, if we have to find predecessor of minus 141, this is integer children. So minus 141 minus 1. To find predecessor, we will subtract 1 from the given integer. Now you can see both are having minus sign. Both are having same sign. Okay, both are negative integers. So what we will do in case of same sign, in case of integers having same sign, we add. So we will add minus 141 and minus 1 will become minus 142. Loss of 141 rupee and loss of 1 rupee will make a total loss of 142 rupees, right? So in the same way you can solve other parts. For example, if you have to find predecessor of minus 300 in the fifth part, minus 300. So what you will do? It will be minus 300 minus 1, that will give minus 301. Right children? So I think it is clear to you all now. So let us move to the next question now. See question number 9 in your textbook. Here we have to simplify, right? Some expressions are given, we have to simplify. So let us start this question. Question number is 9. If you can solve this question, then you are supposed to solve this at the same time in your rough notebook, right? See question number 9. Suppose I am solving the first part of the question. The numbers are minus 7 plus minus 9 plus 12 and plus minus 16. This is same as question number 5 that we had solved yesterday. Am I right children? So now start. Firstly we will add first two integer. Okay. Minus 7 and minus 9 both are having negative signs, so they will be added, and sum of negative integers is always negative, so result will be negative. Loss and loss will make a loss, and loss will increase, so we will add. Okay, so loss of 7 rupees and loss of 9 rupees will make a loss of total 16 rupees. So write here 16, and both are negative, so their sum will be negative, right? Then plus 12 and plus minus 16. Now add this and this, first two integers again. Minus 16 added with plus 12. What will give? Both are having opposite sign. This one is negative integer and this one is positive integers. So we will subtract 16 minus 12 will give 4, because difference of these two numbers is 4. And sign, which sign we will use? Plus or minus children? Sign of the integer whose absolute value is greater. Here 16 is greater than 12. So we will use sign of 16. Okay. So here use negative sign, that is sign of 16. This is negative sign. So put negative sign here. Now minus 16 and 12 are added. We have got minus 4. Now add plus minus 16. Last integer. Okay. Now again you can see minus 4 and minus 16 both are negative integers, right? So they will be added, because plus and minus becomes minus only, right children? So minus 4 and minus 16. Both are negative, add them, 20, and sum of negative integer is negative, right? So put one minus sign here. Clear? This is the way how to solve this question. Let us solve one more part of this question. So suppose I am solving the third part of the same question. Here the numbers are minus 145 plus 79 plus minus 265 plus minus 41 plus 2. These are the integers, children, that are to be added, right? So let's start with the first two integers. Okay, minus 145 and 79. Both are having opposite sign, so we will subtract. 145 minus 79 will give how much, children? 66. Am I right? So we will get 66. And sign, which sign we will use, children? We will use minus sign because 145 is greater than 79, right? So put minus sign. Loss is greater than profit. Okay. After that, minus 265 is to be added here. Minus 66 plus minus 265 and plus minus 41 plus 2. Right? Now add these two. Both are negative integers. They are having same sign. So we will add. In case of same sign, we add. In case of opposite sign, as it was here, we will subtract. Right? So add them. 66 and 265. 6 and 6 11, carry 1. 6 and 6 12 and 1 13, carry 1. 2 and 1 3. We will get 331 and both are negative integers. So we will put one negative sign here. Minus 331 plus this one minus 41 and plus 2. Again add these two integers. Okay, both are negative, so they will be added because they are having same sign, and after adding we get 1 and 1 2, 3 plus 4 7 and 3 372. Both are negative, so result will be negative. So put minus sign here, minus 372 and plus 2 is left. So write plus 2 here. Now add these two and finally you will get the answer. Minus 372 plus 2. Again they are having opposite signs, so we will subtract. To subtract 372 minus 2 will give 370 and this is a negative integer and negative, so we will put minus sign because 372 is greater. Okay, so we will use sign of 372, that is minus sign here. Right, children? So this is how you have to solve. I think now you can solve the other parts. Let me solve one more part, that is fourth part. 1056 plus, children, you are supposed to solve this question by yourself now in your copy. So plus minus 38 plus 44 plus minus 1. Right, children? So how can we solve? Here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 integers. Okay? You can solve by adding the integers in a given order. Okay? Starting from first to last. Okay? Or you can apply some other technique also. Because you know the integers with same sign are always added. Okay? So you can add all the positive integers together write their sum, and then add all the negative integers together and write their same sum. Okay, so you will get two sums. First sum of positive integers, second sum of negative integers, and after that you add both the sums and you will get the answer quickly. Am I right? So this is a short method to solve this question. For example, let us see here how many integers are positive. First and this one. Fourth one, these are the positive integers. So combine these two integers together. Okay, 1056 and 44. Add these two integers together. 1056 plus 44. We will add these two together. Okay, and plus combine all the negative integers together at the same place. So minus 798 plus minus 38 plus minus 1. Right? Now add positive integer with positive 1 and negative integers with negative ones. The only thing that we have to focus on is that sum of positive integers will be positive. In the same way, sum of negative integers will be negative. Right? So add these two integers 1056 and 44. So we will get how much children? 56 and 44 will give 100. So we will get 1100. Am I right? Now plus sum of negative integers. Here there are three negative integers, right? Minus 798, minus 38 and minus 1. Add them. And after adding their result will be negative because all three are having same sign, so they will be added. So add them 38 and 1, 39, and 39 added into 798. So what you will get? 39 added with 798. So you will get 837. Okay. 38 plus 1, 39. 39 added with 798 will give 837. Right. So this is minus 837 because we are adding negative integers. So result will be negative. Now you have two integers 1100 and minus 837. First integer is positive, second one is negative. Am I right? So you will subtract. Both are having opposite sign. So you will subtract 837 from 1100. What you will get? You will get 3. 9 minus 3 will give 6, and here 10 minus 8 will give 2. 263, right? And sign. Here positive integer is greater. 1100 is greater than 837. So we will use sign of 1100, and 1100 is a positive integer. So we will use plus sign here. And this is the answer. Right, children? I think this question is clear to you all, and you can solve other questions on behalf of this question also. Am I right? So let us move to the next question now. And the next question is question number 10. Right? So read the question number 10 now and try to solve it by yourself. So what is question number 10? Let us read the question. A car travels 60 km to the north of Patna. Okay? Firstly, read the question carefully. Question should be clear to you all. Okay? So, car is moving starting from Patna. Firstly, the car has moved 60 km to the north. Right? Afterwards, then 90 km to the south from there. From north. It has moved to south. How much? 90 km. So from north, now it is moving to south. How much? 90 kilometer. And here is Patna. Okay. So firstly, it has moved in the north direction. after that it has changed the direction, okay, in the opposite direction from north to south, okay, and it has moved up to 90 kilometers. So what is question, children? Question is, how far from Patna was the car finally? Right? So how far from the Patna was car finally? Finally the car was here at south. Okay. So what is the distance of car from Patna? So by figure you can see it has moved up to 60 kilometers to the north, and after that it will change its direction in the reverse direction, okay, in the opposite direction, and after covering 60 kilometers back it will again reach to its original point to Patna, and after that it will cover 30 kilometers more, because overall it is covering 90 kilometers. So out of this 90 kilometer, if the car will cover 60 kilometer, then it will return back to Patna, right? And after that, it will cover 30 kilometer more in the south direction. So overall, it has covered 30 kilometer only from Patna to south direction. Am I right, children? So how to solve this question? To solve this question, because in this question direction is changed, so distance in one direction will be considered to be positive and distance in the opposite direction will be considered to be negative. Right, children? So to solve this question, I am considering that north is positive direction and south, distance covered in south, will be considered to be negative. Right? So how will you solve? Distance covered to north. In north direction, what distance the car has covered? 60 kilometer. It is moving to the north, so I will mark it as positive distance, right? So right here plus 60 kilometer. Right, children? Now what is the distance covered in the south direction? Distance covered in the south direction is 90 kilometer. It is moving towards south, and south direction is termed as negative, right? So we will put negative sign, minus 90. We will write here minus 90 kilometer. Right, children? Now find the total distance covered by the car. So what is total distance? To find total distance, you have to add both the distances. First one is positive and second one is negative. Add them. So plus 60 and plus minus 90. Add them. Okay. If we are not using sign, then we can directly subtract. If we are using sign also, we have used sign to show the direction. Okay. If we are using sign along with the number, then we will add here. Right. So now plus 60 is a positive integer, minus 90 is a negative integer. So they are having opposite sign, so we will subtract. Right, children? So automatically it will be subtracted. So you will get 30, and sign. Which sign we will use, children? We will use sign of the greater value. Here 90 is greater than 60. Okay. So we will use sign of 90. Okay. 90 is having negative sign. So mark here negative sign. And this is distance. Okay. And distance is measured here in kilometer. So write kilometer. Right, children? This negative sign indicates the direction. Negative sign is used here for south direction. It means car is at a distance of 30 kilometer to the south. Okay. So we can say the distance is 30 kilometer to the south direction from Patna. Am I right, children? I think this question is now clear to you all. So let us move to the next question. Right? So read the next question now. what is the next question? That is question number 10. A car traveled 60 sorry, this is the question number 11. We have to read question number 11. Am I right? So question number 11 is, a man bought some pencils for rupees 30 and some pens for rupees 90. If we are buying something, we are purchasing something, then we will have to spend money. Okay, so my money will be reduced if I am buying something, if I am purchasing something. Okay, so this amount, that is 30 rupees and 90 rupees, it is spent by me, so it will be considered to be negative, right? So cost of pencil will be minus 30 rupees and cost of pen will be termed as minus 90 rupees, because we are spending money. Okay, the next day he again bought some pencils. If he is buying pencils, he will again have to spend some money. So it will be considered as negative. So you can see there, he has purchased three different things. On first day, he has purchased some pencils and some pens. And on the second day, he has again purchased some pencils. Right? So firstly, see how much amount she has spent. Okay, total. After that, he sold all the pencils for rupees 20 and pens for rupees 70. If we are selling something, then gain. We will gain the amount. We will get the money. Okay. So we have to see how much money he has got back. Right, children? On first day and second day, he has spent some money, and on the next day, third day, he has got the money. So what we have to find? What was his net gain or loss? Okay, suppose children, you have spent 50 rupees and after that you have gained 70 rupees. Okay, you have spent 50 rupees in purchasing something and after that that article you have sold for 70 rupees. Then what is your profit? Your profit is 20 rupees. Okay, if you are selling something at a price which is more than the cost price, okay, it is more, which is more than the price at which you have purchased the thing, then you will have profit, that is gain. Am I right? But if you have purchased something for 50 rupees and after that somehow you have to sell it for 30 rupees only, okay, you have spend 50 rupees and you are gaining 30 rupees only, then you will have a loss of 20 rupees. Am I right? So, see this question. He has purchased something, after that he has sold. So, we have to see his purchase amount on which, by which he has purchased something, that amount, and the amount that he has got by selling this. Okay, compare the amount and see whether it is profit or loss. Right? So, let us start the question now. For this, read question number 11 once again. So firstly, he has purchased three different items. Okay. So firstly, we have to add the price of these three items which he has purchased. Right. So what amount he has spent? So total, this is question number 11. Total amount spent. Total amount spent in purchasing is equal to how much, children? He has purchased some pencils for rupees 30. So he has spent the amount. That's why I will consider it as negative. Minus 30 plus, then some pens for rupees 90. So cost of pen 90, because he is spending money, his amount is decreasing. So we will use negative sign, right? And then plus, after that, the next day he has again bought some pencils for rupees 25. So minus 25. He has spent the amount, so we will use negative sign. Add this thing, then you will get the cost price of the pencil, right? So minus 30, minus 90, minus 125. All these three are negative integers. They are having same sign. So we will add them, right? Add the integers. Minus 30 minus 90 will give minus 120. Minus 120 and minus 25 will become minus 145. So sum of negative integers will be negative. Okay. And this is cost. So you can write it here. Rupees 145. Okay, this is the cost per price. Okay, he has spent the total rupees 145 in purchasing these pencils and pens. Now, the next day he has sold. Okay, so after selling, he will gain the amount. Then, what amount he has got by selling? So, amount received by selling. What amount he has received? He has sold all the pencils for rupees 20 and pens for rupees 70. Cost of pencil, because he is selling, he will gain the amount. That's why we will use plus sign. Plus 20 rupees for the pencils and 70 rupees for the pen. So total plus 20 and plus 70 plus 90. Okay. So it is amount. So use plus sign for rupees 90. Okay. So here plus and minus sign are used to show the gain or loss. Okay. If he is spending amount, then we will use minus sign. If he is gaining the amount, okay, then we will use plus sign. Right? Now, what amount is left with him? Okay. Add both the amounts. So if we have to find a total amount, we will add plus 90 and plus minus 155. Right, children? So what do we get? Here you can see that negative number, the absolute value of negative number is greater. Okay, so result will be negative, and both the numbers are having opposite sign. So we will subtract. So 145 minus 90 will give how much, children? 55, and we will use minus sign. So minus sign shows the loss. Right, children? Minus sign shows the loss. So it means he has a loss of rupees 55. Right? So you can say that he has a loss of rupees 55. Right, children? So this is what we have to learn today. This is all for today. For the remaining questions, we will meet tomorrow. Till then, stay safe and stay at home. Thank you and Jai Hind.